Okay, uh, this is the next step. It means inserting the the output shaft and the lower or reverse shaft, whatever you're gonna call it, inside the main plate. Very tricky. It's very tricky because we know then this part is all free. So at the time you have to play, you don't have to shake this too hard, or you're gonna lose the synchronizer springs and everything else. Plus, behind here, as you guys know, there is a little marble then holding the spacer behind. Is represented in the print. This side has the plate is mounted. I for double safety factor, I just punch around the bolts no matter what. It's gonna be like that. This is the brand new bearing here, and the other bearing pre-installed in the shaft. This was pre-installed in the plate with everything else. Cautions: when you are inserting this, there is an interference fit between the shaft and the bearing, so you have to heat up the bearing using the electrical heat gun. Not too much, just a little bit. On this side, very tricky was to understand how can I push the entire shaft into the main plate, and at the same time I have to slide the counter shaft, or the lower one, let's call it that way, then it's easy, inside the plate too, because as you notice it here, there is a phase between the gear positions, and when this guy is going in, the other one has to go in at the same time. No big deal. You can tap this one very light. This diameter of this feet is not super tight. It's tight enough to guarantee a performance, but if you tap slightly here with the plastic hammer, very small plastic hammer, this is gonna follow. The top instead, very tight. So how can you do? I try, number one is to use the old bolts, inserting sleeves. In this case I have like a fitting, stuff like that, you know, then pass through and slowly tighten the bolts. I was able to make these things happen very easy, very quickly through the spline shaft OD. But when the bearing OD intercept the inner race of the bearing, there was no way the interference fit was on my way. So instead of beating or hitting, I looking on it, I discovered so far probably the hot water for somebody, but for somebody else is a good information. This top hole for the rods and this bypass for the oil, they are in line, sorry for the background, with the shaft. So you can put here your puller within the two rods, and you can pull it right away and just slowing, apply force. These two rods are gonna hold, and the shaft is going nice and easy, is going in. Pay attention not to don't keep this one separating with the vibrations, and the spacer never has to leave the marble, then you avoid the spacer to not rotate it. When everything goes nice and easy, should be good to go. You will feel when this is gonna hit the side of the race, because the heating of your whenever a puller is getting very hard and metallic sound, so it means then you are against the bearing. Don't push too hard, because bearing has limits, is a little warmer. Same thing for this one. When you tap here, you arrive at the point where your tap frequency is going to change, and you realize that you are against the plate. Don't push too much on the plate, because you see on this side we have, I want to share with you. Let's see if I can do that. Oh, this is broken. Let me take another one. Sorry about that. But anyways, if I'm using a filler gauge, we go. There is a little clearance here because it's a preload. So don't push too hard on the lower bearing, because you need to apply and install right there the 2 bolts and preloading, and then you can double check if it is in the right position. This side allow you to do that, so don't push too hard, preload the plate, and then tap, make sure then it's against it, okay? A little ninja trick, I think, was to find the alignment of these 2 holes. I repeat, the one underneath the catch pan, and this one, the top on the bottom on the plate, then is in line with the rod. So when you apply here your puller, this is going nice and easy going in. Please warm up the bearing if you feel then the resistance is very high. Okay, thank you.